till I came here.
The Quarry. It's a cool game. It's actually out of the Until Dawn, the Dark Pictures anthology. This is definitely a fresh take on that. It wasn't Dark Anthology, it's a nice way to step away from that. It wasn't like as old as Until Dawn. The better graphics in the next gen really does kind of help bring that kind of all together. That way it just doesn't look as goofy. I think it's kind of a big thing for me is like, you know, if I'm gonna be enjoying this as like this cinematic horror experience movie game thing, I mean, the better it looks, the better, obviously, but like even as good as the Dark Anthology games look, I still think they look a little funky. And even this game isn't perfect, but I think it's just a lot less noticeable. I don't know why. Either just the way it was done, or I mean, it's still they still have that kind of like over that. Like, dude, some of their faces are scarier than the game itself. They just have the funniest like. It's mostly when they smile. They just look like they're gonna bite you or something. Just like ah. In a weird way, it kind of works because the whole mocap or whatever, it adds like that. It's like a really good signifier of like, hey, this does look real, whatever, but it is a game. It's digitally captured all these things. And sometimes it is good to like to know that the uncanny valley thing. Which I don't like to use that term too much because I think you gotta look at things kind of in a way that you know what you're doing, you know what you're playing, you know what you're watching. I don't think things are that immersive, even nowadays, where like you're totally separating yourself from reality like 100%. I mean, I guess it just depends on the person too. Like, do they know how to kind of differentiate the two? I don't know. Yeah, this game it's weird. When this came out, I was kind of like, the Quarry, just another trending mainstream blah 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 game, like whatever, kind of, I don't know. But the only reason why I got tied to it was because scary games, Halloween, Dark Anthology, Until Dawn, The Walking Dead, Telltale. It's just kind of another one to kind of add to that, so I was like, well, why not? Yeah, it was just, this is the stuff I like. The Cabin in the Woods, you know, Evil Dead, they even reference that, which is funny. Cabin Fever, just kind of any horror slasher kids and teenagers and doing naughty things, and it just kind of, that's why I like it, because it was just more familiar. It wasn't quite like, and Until Dawn was similar, and I mean they all kind of do that. But the way it's done here was just much more kind of straight to the point, straightforward. They know that's what people like and they rolled with it versus like, oh, we're gonna kind of put that in, but like make it all about this other stuff too. I mean, this game definitely did that as well, but just the overall pacing or atmosphere or whatever, it really kept in line with what we know and love and what we like, so that was nice. It wasn't just like we're gonna put some elements of that in, but make it even more about whatever story we're trying to tell versus like, because what comes first is the kids, the teenagers, the young adults. That's what we're first exposed to. That's what we see. It's not so much where they're at or what they're doing or where they're going. That's kind of second. That comes after. So they did that well here. And of course, like where they're going and all that is gonna be, that's always gonna be kind of thrown in there. It always starts the same. They're in a vehicle, they're going somewhere, doing something for some reason. But here it was like, I don't know, it's so weird. I try to like, it's one of those games you have to play to really get it. Like the overall presentation and the sound design and how dark it is, and I said something similar with Until Dawn where I was like, hey, this is more refreshing than, I mean, God, it's tough. If I had to pick between this and Until Dawn and the anthology, it's somewhere between this and Until Dawn and then the anthology and then whatever else. But I don't know if it's just the Quarry is newer or what it is, but I really do think that this is better. More familiar characters. Like with Until Dawn, what all did we... Raimi and Hayden, like... Dude, all I remember about Hayden was she was in some cheerleader thing, I don't know. And all I can think about when I see Raimi is Twilight. So at least here it's like, hey, it's the kid from that vacation movie. I don't know who the main girl is, but she's hot. She's one of those people where like I've probably seen her in other movies or something, I don't know, but she looks like she could be like 5 different people, and those kind of people really stand out to me. It's not so much these really distinctive looking like kind of like how a lot of actors kind of get portrayed as, is that, you know, they're very specific, and I kind of like people that can really fit like a wide variety, very diverse. They're so kind of neutral, and that they could almost be or look or act like anybody, and that's what's cool. Just someone that doesn't look too familiar, like I show a picture of someone, who is this? Versus like show a picture of the girl, like, who is this? I don't know, but I'm interested. Oh, here we got Lance, we got Brenda Song from The Sweet Life, dude. Come on. Star-studded cast. It's pretty sweet. The chick from Insidious, like, hello. All I can think about when I see Lance is like Pumpkinhead. Like maybe as far as horror goes, I feel like I'm more familiar with him in other stuff, but I just can't think of it right now. And yeah, obviously everyone else I have no clue, but yeah. Cutscenes are cool.
Why'd you kill the music?
I think you know why.
I don't think I do.
It begins with an L. Like the L word.
Lesbians?
Lost, Max. We're lost.
We're in geographic flux.
Right, so lost.
That's debatable.
Yeah, I don't know. Until dawn, it was like there was a lot of snow, and what I liked about here was like, hey, it's nice weather out. You're in the forest, you're in the woods, nature, peaceful, good weather. It's definitely something. It's a good summer game. You got your window open. You're feeling good. It just really adds to that whole like sitting down and actually playing it, turning off all your lights. I love being as immersed in that way as much as I can. Maybe not so much like I'm like super drawn in, but more like I'm enjoying it. How I'm feeling, my surroundings. It really does kind of add to the game for me, but it's just fun, like camping, and I don't know. It's like stuff I've always kind of done myself in real life, but never really. I don't know. It was always kind of like a few buddies, camping, this or that. But this is like a lot of people, and you know, you can think of Friday the 13th as well, especially the reboot stands out, is probably the more comparable one to me. I've just never really done that, like, oh, you're with a bunch of buddies. It's always kind of been like here and there type thing, nothing really like, I don't know if it's just the whole comparison to real life versus a game, I don't know, or a movie. It's just like you're in a big, almost mansion-like cabin, and everything was kind of set up. You really, in order to make something like this happen, you really got to go out of your way. You got to plan it. Possibly expensive. And I mean, most of these kind of movies and stuff, they really focus on like the people that were popular in school, and possibly like people that were involved in sports, football and cheerleaders, just that kind of thing. Like I've done things like that, but never with that type of like, I don't know, I wasn't really in those groups enough to experience whatever the heck keeps happening in all these movies and games, where they're just kind of the spoiled rich kids, the you know, everyone's like super hot. I don't know, it wasn't really what I did. So I can't really look at it in a way like, oh, this is like just like the things that I've done, memories I've had, things that I've experienced myself or whatever. But similar enough where, you know, it's kind of cool to see it done in this way. Like seeing your life on the big screen type thing. Yeah, it's good. It was really dark most of the time, very cozy, comfy, relaxing. Sounds of like bugs and stuff, and good lighting, the moonlight and all the dim lights everywhere, and I love dark games like this. I can't stand bright games that just like, ugh. I like dark mode. I guess who doesn't, but... yeah, it's just a good time. Game's not too long. Probably get it done in one good, decent sitting. Supposedly this took me about 9-10 hours. Usually when I play something, I'll play for quite a bit, especially if it's something like this where I have the feeling like I could prepare for it and just kind of one and done kind of thing. Might take 2 separate days. I guess it just depends, but yeah. There's really not much to it though. I mean, these type of games, they're all so similar in what it is that they're doing or trying to do. The only difference is it's going to be a different creature, a different person, a different monster, a different bad guy, a different enemy, a few different faces, you know, slightly different setting, but it's pretty much all about the same thing. With things like this, you can only mix it up so much. Like, if this is what you're trying to do, that's all it's really gonna be. I don't know. I feel like I'm ready for something different. Like, if they're gonna keep making things like this, if games like this are gonna be coming out more, I guess is a better way to say it. No matter who it's from or what studio, whatever. Give me something different. Hell, let's do an alien thing. Is that a thing? Like a full-on like UFO. That could be fun. Just something different. It doesn't always have to be like this big twist and these natural explanations or mythology. Keep it simple, keep it real. I don't know if that's gonna like be beneficial in the overall like business side of things, whatever, but dude, that'd be sweet. If we could have whatever this is, what this game can do, what these games are capable of, but just give us different things, man. It's always like these weird obscure things that are kind of hard to connect to, or like if you're gonna do this ghost route, for example, just do ghosts. Don't make it about this and that, and keep it basic, man. Less is more. It really is. These games always have to like squeeze in so much shit just to kind of flesh out the game. It doesn't have to be that way. Games like this, excluding the Telltales, because that's just kind of this whole different thing. This is like the 6th one now, okay? Bruh, like, do something different. It's enjoyable, yes. It's good to play, yes. It'll pass by a day or two of time. Cool. Do something that's actually gonna like wow me or like surprise me, or I don't fall for like these twists and turns and God, it's like they just keep doing the same thing. And what's funny is that there's gonna be people out there that are gonna keep continuing to buy it and purchase it because, you know, oh, it's right up my alley, all these things. Okay, that's fine, but like, just spread it out more, man. It's hard because anthology stuff, they did a lot of yeah, there's some ghosts, but it's also about blah blah blah. And it was more like these solid apparitions. I don't know. Gameplay is cool. Yeah, it's tough because when I like talk about these things, I feel like it's the same thing every time. Like I don't really have anything new to add, or like it's tough. And hey, hopefully maybe down the line there will be more stuff like that. Give us this grade and this quality of this formula, this style. But just do what works. Like all the things I would see on like YouTube rabbit holes and stuff. Hell, do something. And this is kind of relatable to the whole alien thing in a way, but or ghost. Well, any kind of paranormal related thing. Instead of making this solid creature that's just like a that's just this team's take on whatever this is that people may or may not be familiar with. Just do Bigfoot, man. Do the Loch Ness Monster. Do something cool instead of like Wendigos and like who the heck cares about Wendigos, man? Or toxic hallucinating gas, or this kind of mental disability about seeing it all in your, it's that cliche, it's the tropes. Oh, it was all a dream. It was, oh, I was in a coma the whole time. I swear to God. I can't do that anymore. I'm done. When you see one or two of those things ever, it's kind of like, okay, what else is out there? What else you got? Give me something else, please. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a small little whatever kind of thing, because I can want things and all this all day long, but what you get is what you get. And as a consumer, I mean, I think everyone has a, or at least they think they have a say in what it is that they want. I don't really like that whole the customer's always right thing, but sometimes, yeah, I think it's true. I don't know, they focus on everything that doesn't matter. The star-studded cast, this and that. I don't know where this budget's going into. Making things look pretty. Good things. But what I was trying to get at earlier is make it about something I'm not a fan of stuff like that all the time, but like the enemies where you can't see them. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Like, terrify me, scare me, please. Something that like, because the problem with these games so far is they're just predictable. Give me something where I'm just like, holy shit, you know? Fucking... I realize in a video game setting, hell, even movies, I think that could be very hard to do. But think of it like magic, like black magic, man. You know, the deception and the illusion and the mind games. That can really be effective. Once again, this is leading back to the less is more thing. I only bring this up because I'm seeing a pattern here the more I think about it, like, I have done this multiple times now, okay? It'd be nice to actually and you know, when you're comparing, like, I'm mostly thinking of like YouTube videos. I can watch that shit for hours. Not really right now or currently, but I've been there, I've done that. And holy cow. I think these teams need to assess their stuff a little bit more, right? Think of the movie Signs. They barely showed anything, but what they did show was just gold. Do something like that. It's one of those things where at first these games are good at like kind of leading you into that stuff, but then they focus on it so much, like halfway through, towards the end, whatever. And it's weird for me to say a lot of this because normally I'm just, when you don't see stuff, it's kind of boring. It's kind of like, okay, cool. It feels cheap. Not enough effort. But these are things that these games have not really done. So there needs to be some kind of different direction from here on. I mean, personally, I don't like fully care because I play these games out of kind of pity and things like that. But the more I play them, the more I have things to say about them, all these things, you know, that does kind of put you in a point of like at least giving a shit and having something constructive to say, or where I feel like I can see these things going forward. Because as of right now, it's a dark game, cozy, familiar cast, whatever monster they decided to go with or whatever, that's about it. Okay? I mean, I don't know. Think of like Blair Witch Project. I didn't care much for the witch part of stuff, but man, and all the hallucinating found footage. I don't know how many more examples I can really put in here. Found footage, realism, documentaries, YouTube videos. If you can put that in a video game, like a high quality production AAA video game, not some like little indie thing, that could be so cool. I have yet to play. I can't even think of something like that on top of my head at all. I would love that. I'll keep playing these things, maybe only during Halloween or whatever. I'll keep buying them and purchasing them and putting them on my... But there needs to be... something needs to change. Like, there needs to be some room for growth and evolving and adapting, and... I know sometimes that can be hard because you stick with what you know. Comfortability, all these things, I get it. Variety and diversity, and man, they lean so much on the fact that, oh well, we have different characters and we're in a different place doing slightly different things and barely different mechanics and choices, and it's like, sure, you guys can put all that on paper and your storyboards and all the things that you do to put these kind of projects together. But sometimes all it takes is like a creative lead or someone with an intuitive imagination that can just be like, hey man, you know, I think these are some good things y'all could do. I realize it's not that easy and there's a lot of hands involved and different people, and it sucks because it's a business, it's an industry, and it's... I feel like for what a lot of people would like to have, you're just not gonna get because it's not in the cards. It's not really possible to Which is very unfortunate because I feel like it could be that way. Or maybe back in the day it was more flexible. I don't know, but I don't know, that'd be fun. It's like watching a Jordan Peele movie. It's like it's like expect the unexpected, that fine line between predictability and being surprised. I really don't think it's that hard. I mean, maybe I'm just expecting too much because, you know, when I do play these, it is kind of this very passive, like, pity thing. I don't personally look at games like this as, like, my go-to or my personal favorites or choices or... But regardless, it's a thing and they exist and they're out there for people to get, and whether it's me or whoever, and I just think those would be very good key points to consider down the line now. So I don't know. But yeah, the Quarry, spoopy.